Another candidate that could be an option for the Arizona Diamondbacks, going back to the St. Louis Cardinals, talked about a few Cardinals on the show over the last few days, is one Jack Flaherty, a right-handed pitcher who's had a pretty good season for St. Louis this year. A 4.29 ERA, a 1.53 WHIP. Peripherals aren't quite as pretty as they are for Giolito. 98 and 2/3 innings. He's not going quite as deep into games. 8.8 strikeouts per nine, 4.7 walks per nine, a FIP of 4.05. It feels like, Sean, it's not always pretty with Jack Flaherty. There's going to be more walks than you want. There's going to be kind of a lot of traffic on the base paths. I think his opponent on base percentage is like 368, which is not great. But guys just don't really... His opponent's slug percentage is under 400. Guys just for whatever reason don't seem to square him up quite like they do other pitchers. And again, definitely a clear upgrade for the D-backs down the stretch. And like Giolito, he is only under team control through the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Giolito is definitely more attractive to me than Jack Flaherty. Again, an upgrade, sure, but at this point, like if it's not like I know I said you're not upgrading over Tommy Henry, but to me, Tommy Henry is kind of the bar. Like if you're not getting at least Tommy Henry, I don't really have much of an interest as far as you trying to make this team into a World Series contender. So
because Tommy Henry's already a guy that as well as he's pitched recently, I still don't think you want Tommy Henry pitching big postseason.
No,
games.
exactly. Yeah. So I feel like you need to have at least a little bit of an improvement over Tommy Henry in that situation. So if you can get him cheap, if anything, the reality is you do need to win games in the regular season too, and any kind of improvement over Zach Davies specifically, is going to give you a better chance to win games. So if you can get him without really dipping into that prospect pool too much, then I'm fine with it, because then that's another guy that could be maybe a decent bullpen arm in the postseason and help you get to the postseason. But as far as improving the postseason starting rotation, I'm not really sure that Flaherty is the guy for me.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's not necessarily a top flight starting pitcher. Taking a look at the pros and cons here, he has been good lately. Over his last 3 starts, his last time out against the Washington Nationals, 6 innings, 3 runs, quality start. And then his 2 most recent starts before the All-Star break at Miami, 6 2/3, no runs. And then against the Yankees at home, 6 scoreless innings. So his last 3 starts have been really
Yankees
solid.
Kind of suck though.
That is, I know you have your beef there.
Well, they also do kind of suck the last of the.
That is, there is some objective truth there. I grant you that.
And also biased, they suck.
Correct. Other pros for Jack Flaherty outside of being good lately, affordable again from a cost standpoint. $5.4 million for the entire season, so you're looking at about $2 million the rest of the way. That's not a big deal. Clear upgrade again over what the D-backs have. I think even though he hasn't been as good as a Giolito, he's still better than a Ryan Nelson or a Zach Davies for sure. On the con side, his control hasn't been great. Like we talked about earlier, 4.7 walks per nine this year. It was 5.5 last year. He can be a little wild at times. He is just a rental, just a couple months here for the rest of the season. And durability has been an issue for him as well. He only appeared in 9 games in 2022, 17 games in 2021. But he's interesting, Sean. Like, you go back to 2019, Jack Flaherty at age 23 went 11-8 with a 2.75 ERA and pitched almost 200 innings for the St. Louis Cardinals. Finished 4th in Cy Young voting that year. So there's some ceiling with Jack Flaherty.
Who was catching?
That's fair. I mean, I don't want to say that necessarily is like a 2-run difference in your ERA.
I know, but it is like the only really big thing that is different about this team, and they just downright suck, and everyone kind of sucks. So obviously, like, Arenado becoming significantly worse defensive third baseman has nothing to do with Yadier Molina, but like, it did make pitchers a lot better.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's something to consider. But Gabby's pretty good. He's a good catcher. He's the one good catcher that we have on this team.